This is the Big O Show.
Where can you take $10,000 off the 2026 Acura MDX? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink. Be the maestro of your own home.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our all-stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store, Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days from Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. 3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Where can you drive the new Acura TLX for only $399 a month? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Morning, boys and girls. Welcome aboard on a beautiful Friday, March 13th, 2026. We are live at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Yes, it is day number 19,048 since the Miami Dolphins were world champions. Day number 8,831 since the Miami Hurricanes were national champions. Good morning, one and all. Got some cloudiness going on today, huh? How about that? But it's still a beautiful day because we are here, baby. So that's what it's all about. Daivid Furones will join us. We'll talk a little Dolphins. Got a lot of action last night, man. Miami Hurricanes. Quarterfinal action. They defeat Louisville 78-73. Shelton with that block right at the end. That was nasty to kind of seal it off. Renault was awesome. You know, Sean Stanley, what we do with victories, give Jay Lucas and the boys a victory cigar. They will take on Virginia tonight. Heat over the Bucks, 112-105. My boy, Pallel Larson. Give them a victory cigar. And Rhino with the big goal to seal the deal against the Blue Jackets as the Panthers win against those Columbus Crew 2-1. All right. So we have dished out cigars this morning for our victors. A really good day yesterday or night, whatever. Seeing UM win and then watching the Heat and even the Panthers that they've got injuries, they've got guys missing, and they're finding ways to still win and all that. And you know, they're like I think 9 points behind the A spot and. I mean, for them to get there will be impossible, but it's just funny watching them on a 3-game winning streak now.
I was looking at it yesterday, and when I looked at it, they were 11 before the game. So they were 7 points from the last spot and 11 points from the last wild card spot.
Wow. Yeah.
That's how the difference is in.
Yeah,
where they're at right now.
They're going to have to like run the table.
Yeah,
to,
and somebody's going to have to lose. Looking at it, there's I think 18 games left. If my math is right, they would have to go like 15-3, and the other team would have to go like 10-8 for them to tie. Like, and then I don't know all the tiebreakers.
It's just hard. It's just hard.
A big ask.
It's just hard. Bob played well last night. So it was good. It was good. It was a really good night overall. It was fun to watch. Pallel Larson, man, that was a big 3, baby. That was awesome. He's, you guys know I've been on the Pallel watch from day one. I've liked that kid's moxie, and he just grows and grows and grows and grows. And that is one guy that I definitely want to be here for a long time to come. I am a big Pallel Larson fan. That dude has got dog in him on both ends of the court, and he's developing it now on the offensive side. Yesterday, what was he from 3-point range? 2 of 3, and he shot a very efficient 9 of 14. You know what I'm saying? So efficiency is also really, really important in my eyes. And Larson is just, man, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. I just love that kid, man. Love that kid. So that was fun to watch. They'll take on Orlando now. They played the 7 games that we talked about coming up. The 2 easiest games they just played. Now it's this next 5-game stretch, and it starts with Orlando on Saturday. And now we're going to find out a little bit more about the Heat over the next 5 games, and see if they can have a winning record, go 3-2, go 4-1, 5-0. That's a lot to ask, but I'm just saying, let's see if you can go at least 3-2 or 4-1, and then, because if you go 2-3 or then 1-4 or something like that, then it's kind of, you lose the luster. But you got a really nice 7-game winning streak going on right now. You got to find a way to make it roll. 7 or 6? 6. I think it's 6. Is this? Oh, it is 7. 7. Okay, 7-game winning streak. So that is cool. So anyway, got good stuff there. We are here at Acura Pembroke Pines, of course, at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. My man Larry Schlossberg is sitting right behind me there. And don't forget, folks, they have got the Spring Into Performance sales event going on right now, the 2026 Integra. Beautiful vehicle, man. $249 a month is a joke. 2.9% financing for 60 months. Take advantage of these interest rates. The 2026 ADX, $319 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The RDX, my wife's been driving it for 16 years. We were in it yesterday, cruising around, $399 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The MDX, which is so freaking highly rated, you can spring into performance with that one. The 2026 model, $499 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. Get on down here, take advantage. And let me tell you something. I'm just going to say this on my own. Okay, on my own. Wasn't it? Was it Patti LaBelle? On my own, right? Anyway, I'm going to say this on my own. I think all dealerships eventually, in the next 6 months to a year, I think all interest rates are going to climb like crazy for financing. Take advantage, dude. Okay, I'm just saying, in the next few months, take advantage, because our economy's coming to a crawl. You can see the numbers. It's obvious. Inflation is rising, continues to rise. Unemployment is soaring. So companies are going to start charging more. These deals that you're seeing offered by these dealerships, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it 6 months, a year from now. I really don't. So be careful. So whatever car you love, whatever car company you love, take advantage. You might not be able to get that deal later on. The interest rate. Okay. So I just, I'm really afraid about what's, coming. It's, that's tough. It's, we're going K economy quickly. And so it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough, but take advantage because, man, these are ridiculous. 2.9% financing for the Integra. Crazy. Really is. A rat. Yes, sir.
The Dolphins have signed guard tackle Jamari Sawyer.
Oh, yes, the Charger.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now I have a question. Maybe I've missed something.
Okay.
Because I'm going to go off the response. I'm not going to call it because I don't know the person at all. But this was a comment underneath that signing 57 seconds ago. Welcome to the Fins, Jamari. Bolstering that O-line is huge for protecting Tua. Here's to fewer sacks and more deep balls in 26. Did I miss something?
Well, guy's got good weed.
Okay, just making sure.
Well, maybe it's glue because I don't even think
I didn't know if maybe
I think a stoner would pick up on that Tua's not there anymore. Or maybe this guy's maybe that's Joe Biden.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like Joe probably thinks that Tua's still a quarterback. So
I was looking for the sarcasm in it, but he put the dolphin emoji and a strong arm emoji. So
love it.
I'm not really understanding where I went wrong here.
Yeah. No, it's somebody that's really high, really drunk, really dementia has set in or something. I don't know. That person either is inebriated or they're Joe Biden. One of the two. It's either or. One of the two. Yeah, that's pretty bad right there. But we wish him the best. What can I tell you? Anyway, don't forget, folks, please smash a like button. That's very important. You smash a like button. We need that. All right. That gets the algorithms going and more Dolphins and Canes and Heat and Panthers and Inter Miami fans can tune in and all that. The one or two Marlins fans, well, whatever. It is what it is. What are you going to do with that? So make sure you do that. You can also make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Send in your questions, comments, insults. Bitcoin, by the way. We're up over 4% right now at 73,469. Going to 74. Markets, by the way, right now the Dow is up 220 points. The S&P is up 30. And the NASDAQ is up about 1.5. I'm a little shocked because obviously the numbers came out and they were bad, really bad for the economy. It is slowing down to a crawl. And I think it's, earlier in the week, the orange moron said, oh, no, this will be over right away. And it's not. And I think he also put out this morning, wait till you see what we're going to do now and this, that. And he put out some real demented tweet. So I think they think that he's, our people are going to take control of the whole situation, which these are psychos, dude. These people they're like kamikazes. This is like what you had to deal with in Pearl Harbor, what you had to deal with in Vietnam. These people don't care about dying, dude. You're going to have to go to the ground to go get their uranium. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for you in those underground tunnels. They're waiting for you in all those, like they were waiting for our guys in Vietnam and all that, or attacked him. Had kamikaze planes going into ships and all that. They don't care. We are going. You ignited some crazy people. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if the markets go the other way by the time the day is done, because obviously other things will develop. See, the Dow's now up 195 instead of 200. So it was at 400. Now it's out to 200, now 195. So maybe it's going the other way. By the way, there's a major general that disappeared in Arizona right before the war. Crazy stuff is going on, folks. Okay. An urgent search is underway for retired Major General William McCaskill, who held some of the most sensitive positions in the U.S. Air Force. Authorities say he disappeared from his New Mexico home on February 27th. So I don't know if the guy is sick and he has Alzheimer's. I don't know if they kidnapped him or what. But this is really scary stuff that's going on. So, and this is economically a disaster for the world, because what's going on to the Gulf states, they are, they're literally abolishing everything that they built up for tourism. You see that beautiful tower that got hit yesterday in Dubai? They are everything. Like, people are flocking from other countries to live there and do business and all. And now you have, created a horror. So it's really, really, really tough. It's scary. So that's why I say economically, I can see things getting worse. So if you're going to buy a TV or you're going to buy a car, you're going to buy something, and you're seeing the low interest rates that people are offering, I don't know how that lasts long. To be quite honest, I don't know how that lasts long. And so I'm just saying this is my own opinion from just watching what's going on and what I think and what I see developing in our economy and all the problems that are mounting, right now from this mess. So hang in there. It's going to be tough. Anyway, what else do we have going on? Don't forget, smash it. Let's go. Smash that like button. We got 35. We can get more. Let's go. Let's pump it up, homeboy. Oscar Rojas is number 1 in Melbourne. I see the Jaybird is out there. Thank you, sir. Big Johnson, NorCal. He's jamming to some caskets. Kosa, Horn Dog, the Bro. Big O, this rebuild will be different. Can't you tell? I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to sit back and, I'll give you my opinion on a move here or there, like the Malik Willis one. But outside of that, we'll see. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for a great, great draft. That's what we need now. Luis Notare out in the Jersey Shore. John Padilla, Alexis Palenzuela, Tiger Shark Tony, Ted Njwazi. Let's see. Jeff in Long Island, Friday the 13th. That's right. He pointed this out a little bit ago that we've had back-to-back Friday the 13th. Last month we had one, and now we had one again. Let's see. Lenny Pena, good morning to you, sir. The Swedish Swish, as Tobin would say, had an amazing game last night. Yes. Tobin is correct. Ty in the Bronx. True Fin Fan says, how many miles in 16 miles? Yeah, that's something that Trump would have problem figuring out. Let's see what else. By the way, the original Friday the 13th film, 1980, was filmed in the town of Hardwick, New Jersey, and Blairstown, New Jersey, and Hope, New Jersey, and in Warren County, New Jersey. And you see, you remember Jason, right? That would come out of the water and he looked all defective. Now we know it was Jersey water. So it makes all the sense. When you start to put everything together, a guy that's hanging around in a forest in Jersey and then in water that's in the state of Jersey, yeah, dude, no wonder you look like that. So, yeah, I totally understand. I'm with you there. Terry Lynch is saying, thank you, Donald Trump. May I have another? That's what they do. So let's see. So dementia, it has to be the orange man? No, he's just crazy. He's just crazy, old, insane. You know, the worst thing that we do is put old people in office. Old ass Biden, old ass Trump. These people don't have much time left. They don't care about the future. I think you should stop like at 60. And I'm talking about, like, if you're 56, like, dude, you don't even get a second term. You want a second term, run at 52. So you got a shot at a second. Once you hit 60, you're done, bro. Let's put your ass out to pasture because you don't care about our future. You know what I mean? They don't give a shit about your daughter's future or mine at all, dude. They'll just stack and stack and stack. The war apparently is now up to $2 billion a day. You know, all that debt goes to, you know, and they ran on no wars. And here we are, more and more, and just add and add and add and add and add and add. So yeah, dude, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's bad for our kids. Really, really bad for our kids. So age is everything. We got to stop. We got to put a cap on that shit, dude. These people that are way too old, they don't care about the future. They don't have one. So it's really dangerous when you put really old people in place. We had that Feinstein woman to like 90s. Somebody was managing her money, but she was making our decisions. What? That's our country. So, yeah, it's crazy, dude. Really, really insane. Jesse Johnson, hello to you, sir. Jim Gleason, appreciate you for the love. Thank you. Tiger Shark Tony, can you please tell us about the guard we just signed? It's just a guy, bro. San Diego had the Los Angeles Chargers had one of the worst offensive lines in football. It's just a guy. No big deal. We'll see what happens, and we'll see if they can coach him up and all that. The guys that they're signing, none of them are anything special, or, you know, so this is what you're going to do. This is the first year where you got to transition. NorCal says, I'm token a fatty, hoping Tua lights it up this year since we don't play him. Only if he gets healthy. If he can get his body back to normal, I think he can have a really good year. If he can't, he's out of football soon, bro. Eric, good morning to you. The truth is the casualty of war. Yeah. It's not good, Ted. Juan Rosa, Jim Gleason, Big O, sorry if I'm a little behind times here regarding crypto. Did you see SoFi has started wave of banks offering crypto-related services that will spur mass adoption? Not same as holding own crypto. I know. It's it's all coming, but we need the Clarity Act to pass, so all the rules and laws and regulations are in place. And then the legal money will start flowing in like crazy. There's over $7 trillion sitting in money markets. These people want to invest, but they cannot invest, especially on the Bitcoin and crypto side, if the laws are not in place. That's how these people work, okay? Some of us, we went before the laws, yours truly. So because some of us thought, hey, we're using our vision. That's what I was using, my vision, that I'm looking at it going, this is the future. This is where we're going, the blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto, that this is where we're going. Everything is going to be much more efficient, faster, way more secure than the internet is not secure. As you all know, the blockchain is hell of a lot more secure. So these are all things that I saw years ago. And so but those kind of people wait for real rules and regulations to kind of be in place so they can be completely safe. When that happens, then adoption happens, education happens, and then, a lot of the people that come at me with Bitcoin and take even cheap shots or whatever, it's all pure ignorance because they don't understand. They've never taken the time, and they're suckers for, fiat currency. And they don't really understand what's going on. Oh, no, yeah, it's backed by the government. And what do they back it with? A printer? People don't understand that. And so eventually when they get the math and understand the damage that each party does and all that, they'll figure it out. Unfortunately, a lot of people are going to figure it out late. Kyle Lowry's in the house. Yeah, Kyle. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Miami Breaker. Very kind of you. 6193. I appreciate you out in New England. Thank you. Dolphin Dave. Hey, Dolphin Dave. Listen, I know they're scrubberinis, but guess what? Now we get to find out if you got a coach. You know what I'm saying? I knew when Shula was coaching, it didn't matter who you were going to be a better player. And I don't care if you were a scrub, literally a scrub, you were going to be a better player. Eric Spoelstra. As long as you have character and professionalism, Eric Spoelstra is going to make you a better player. You know what I'm saying? So let me find out what half is all about. It's a good year to find out if half knows how to coach a football team. It's a good year to find out if half knows how to keep a team disciplined even when they're getting their ass kicked. Because I'll be impressed with that. I'll be impressed with the team that isn't making mistakes, but they're losing the game only because they're out. They're out talented. I don't know if that's a word, but I just used it and created it. I don't have a problem with that because I understand that this year you're not going to be the more talented team, but I want to see if you can coach. And if you can coach, that's going to make me feel better about the future. So it's a good test, man. I don't look at, these are scrubberinis and all that kind of, no. I know that's what you're supposed to do this year. This is the mulligan year. But you know what? No, you know where no one gets a mulligan? In the front office and in coaching. Because the front office has to prove that the players they pick are the players that are going to improve this team and foundationally be things that you want to build on. And then the coaching has to show that they can develop any of the players that these people choose. So it's a great test. Don't look at it that way. Look at it the other way. Look at it as, let's find out if this guy can coach. You know, I know Spo can coach. That's why Drew Smith will be a positive player for you because Spo can coach. No matter how far down the roster you are, they're going to find a productive role for you one way or another. Jeff in Long Island says, I'm arguing with Dolphin fans on Facebook all the time. We signed Malik. Now there's hopium. Well, I mean, that's fine. And they're desperate, and that's fine if they want to, look at it that way. I hope he is great, man. I hope. Look, they clearly. Kyle. See you later, Kyle. Kyle Lowry making an appearance. We always love it. He's here to pick up the trash. He's really good at that. Anyway, so what was I saying about it? What was that? What was my train of, Yeah. I just got to find out if this guy can actually get it done. And to me, we'll see if he can freaking coach. So let's hope so. And with Malik, fans, everybody's hopeful. You know what I'm saying? I don't like putting young quarterbacks on the field with nothing around them. And that's what we're doing once again. So that's the only thing I don't like about this. True Fin Fan says, I meant years on your Acura. Oh, my RDX has, I believe it's somewhere near 200,000 miles. It's like 180, something like that, 190. I'll tell you on Monday. I'll look at it. It's my wife's car. It's not mine. So, yes. Those things are a tank, bro. Just change the oil and the filters and all that, and it runs forever. That's usually what it is. And thank you, True Fan, for the super chat. New Jersey water's like a cesspool. At least Long Island has the Atlantic Ocean. Tiger Shark Tony, you're welcome, sir. John Esslinger, thank you for your crypto knowledge. You are welcome, my friend. So 2060 Super Bowl 100. I'll be 70 years old, and that's the actual time when the Jetsons took place. Wild now. Okay, I like it. Let's see. Ritter says, Big O, excited to hear from Furones. He killed it at the Malik presser. His colleague, not so much. Redundant questions. He looks like a nice kid, Malik. He said all the right things and said what you expected him to say and all that. I mean, I don't know. Nothing was real surprising. He's a good person. He looks like. Let's see if he can be a good quarterback. That's what it's all about. It's not personal, man. It's all professional. We're going to find out. Let's see. Well, you should be rooting for him. He's a Dolphin. It's like some guy asked me yesterday, dude, you going to be rooting for him? I go, bro, I rooted for Ryan Tannehill. Knowing that he can't get the job done, I rooted for him. What can I do? I got to root for Pat White. I have no choice. I'm a Dolphins fan. I have to root. I hated the Joe Philbin hire, and I had to root for the Joe Philbin years. And I hated it. I knew it was a terrible hire. And what am I going to do? It's my team. So I got to hope for whoever it is, to turn the corner. Root for whoever, man. Julian Hill, no matter how much they screw up or whatever. So, it just, I'm always like that. It is what it is. I can't do anything about that. When you're a fan of a team, you root for the team. But where I compartmentalize is that it's not going to stop me from being objective. Okay. Like some guy came at me on social media about, my Malik take that I was like, yeah, it's, I don't buy him as a pocket passer. And so that's a problem for me. And I would never put a young quarterback anymore behind an inexperienced line. It's something that we've talked about here, and an experienced team. And this is exactly what we're doing. And so, he was all pissed off at me because of that. You're just being negative. I'm going, no, dude, I'm just being objective. This is what I see. It's my opinion. And then I reeled off a whole bunch of things that I'm sure he disagreed with over the years when I said it. And it's not going to stop me from, saying it. True Fin fan, 160,000 miles on that engine is nothing. Plenty of life left in my home. It's a Toyota, Honda, and Chevy. Yeah, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Especially Toyota and Honda. I don't know if I'd put Chevy in the same class, but definitely Toyota and Honda are incredibly reliable vehicles, dude. Super reliable vehicles. Let's see. Juan Mendoza, good morning to you, sir. Today's payday, and it's a great day to buy Bitcoin. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. At this price, I've been buying as much as I can. Sackman says, Jamari Sailor any good? Where will he play? Left guard or right guard? I would imagine that he's a right guard right now because Savaniah is your left guard. So I would imagine that he's going to be the right or maybe a swing or who knows, dude. We'll see. Nobody knows. Okay. I get it. Dolphin-centric sites, they got to now try to break it down and make logic out of it and where he'll end up and, waste a lot of time and all that. Let's just wait till training camp rolls around and we'll see if he plays and if he takes a position, and then we'll find out in a preseason game if he can play, and in a regular season game if he's playing and starting or reserve or whatever. I would not worry about any of that right now. It's not a name that you need to worry about right now. Just hope for the best. Let's see. Yep, I wish well to also, Anthony. Ford Escape 2017, 170 cases, Franklin. Where's Ollie? Home. Do I look like I'm home? Frank? Do I look like I'm home? You think I'm taking Ollie with me on the road all over the place? He's got better things to do. Oh. No, he's got to know that I'm not home. I mean, he's got to know. Toyotas are not as reliable anymore with all their new line of engines. That's Mike. You couldn't be more full of shit in your life, dude. But that's fine. If you want to invent whatever the hell you want to invent, you can go ahead, bro. That's the most powerful brand in the world, and I've had Toyotas throughout my life, and never any issues, dude. Never any issues. Toyotas are tanks. Tanks. If you screw them up, then that's a whole different ballgame. But Toyotas are incredibly reliable, ridiculously reliable. So, yeah. Pat says, I need to change the oil on my underwear. Can I still get through the Strait of Hormuz? Or should I come down to Acura Pembroke Pines instead? Oh, come on down. Mike Chan, Jordan Ferber, they can take care of you. By the way, not only is the Strait of Hormuz also, but on the Red Sea side over the Suez is also closed because the Houthis attack you. So like Maersk, you know, that shipping company. So I watched an interview yesterday with the CEO, and he was talking about how they're rerouting everybody, all their ships away from those two canals now. They can't go. So, but they are visiting some of the ports that are closer to, but logistically, listen to this. They now have to make sure that their ships have enough petro, as he would call it, in every port to make sure they can continue their ride. And so now they're going around Africa instead of cutting through the canals. So this tells you exactly how bad it is. And so now the shipping costs are going to be more because you're going around Africa. They're spending more fuel. And then it's crazy that logistically they have to make sure that when their ships go from one port to another, that there is fuel waiting for them there to make sure and continue their ride to the next port and things like that. So logistically, it's become also another nightmare for Maersk because of this, war and everything that, excursion. It's an excursion. Okay. So next time you're going to, Disney on an excursion, make sure you take your cannons and, all kinds of firepower and all that kind of stuff. You can do those things on excursions. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys know. I'm going on an excursion. Oh, yeah. You're going where? I'm going to the beach. I'm going to fire things up. Oh, the barbecue? No, my guns, AR-15s. I'm going to take out some lifeguards, maybe some sharks. It's an excursion. So, just, these are things that you've got to know about excursions. Anyway, let's see. What else do we have here? Tutu Atwell balls out. Well, all depends on the quarterback, the offensive line, the running game, everything else. Stoney Stanley is in the house. Big O, can't be telling your locations to the public. Stephen Ross and Jimmy Johnson sending John Quick after you. I go to the gym by Big Cheese. When you guys going again? I don't know. I don't know yet. Mike Lehman, the new small turbo motors are breaking left and right, especially the ones in the 4Runner and the new Land Cruiser. I don't know anything about that, my brother. And you made it sound like every car. Now he's pointing out on two cars, something. But whatever, man. Spend 2 years in Afghanistan war. The locals used Toyota pickups, trucks. Amazing how they pushed them. Never saw an American truck. Yeah, Mike Lehman's full of shit is the problem, Jeff from Long Island, Dolphin Dave, I agree with you. I think Ross had something to do with the Malik Willis signing. I don't know if Ross had something to do with the Malik Willis signing. Maybe the only thing that Ross, I think, could have had something to do with these guys is, or especially with the GM, is how soon can you turn this around? That kind of stuff. And clearly, this is good. This is really good, this Malik Willis move. This is a really good move for this one thing. Right away, you and I are going to find out if we got a good GM. Think about it. He believes Malik Willis is a franchise quarterback. Not a guy that gets you by. That's not what they're doing here. They signed him because they said, if we pass up on this, I don't know when we're going to get one, which is true, by the way. For any football team, when you got a shot at a quarterback and you think you can get one, you really don't know when you're going to get one because, we've had one. Have we had one since 13? No. Since 13, we haven't had one. So you really don't know when you're going to get one. So right now, the great thing about John Eric Sullivan is he's already put his reputation on the line with Malik Willis. That's beautiful. Love the balls. Love it. Love the guts. Love the brass pair. Whatever adjective you want to use to describe this. Okay? This guy has serious convictions that Malik Willis is a franchise quarterback in the making. And if he's right, then you got yourself a hell of a GM. And if he's wrong, you got the same thing you've had in the past. A guy that can't find the quarterback and can't get it done. You know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of this move. This move, there's no gray area here. They believe he's a franchise guy. They believe he's a star in the making. That's the reason why they got him. So we get to measure John Eric Sullivan right away. If Malik Willis is not good, is average, is mediocre, then John Eric Sullivan already has one big, ginormous strike against him. That's it. And if Malik Willis is the bomb, then John Eric Sullivan might end up becoming a badass. That's the fork in the road. And we hit it in the first month or 2 months of whatever his employment. I don't even know. Has he been here 2 months? Whatever. It didn't take long for him to stake a claim to find out whether he's the real deal or not. So let's hope that Malik Willis is the bomb, because that will then create serious doubt moving forward in John Eric Sullivan. But I love it. I love it. Not that I believe that this is the right move, especially with the team you have now. It's going to be even harder to judge him. It's going to make his life harder, whatever. But you think he's the bomb, and you couldn't pass him up. Because if you thought he was average or all right, you can pass up on the signing. It's not important this year. This year is about losing. Develop a culture of players and all that, but it's not about winning a bunch of games. That's not important right now. But you felt that you could not pass up this guy because he's going to be a franchise player. That is 100% the attitude from John Eric Sullivan. So I love it. Now we get to find out right away what the hell this kid is all about, and if John Eric Sullivan has got an eye for quarterbacks. And by the way, because I've already told you, he already started his career the non-Green Bay way. So let's find out. No, Rod, it's not called war. You're wrong, bro. It's an excursion. I don't know about you, but I go guns a-blazing. Don't you on all your excursions? I just come out of the house, bam, 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 bam. I'm driving down the street, bam, 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 bam. I get to the picnic, bam, 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 bam. Oh, sorry. Things like that. So, in excursions, you can shoot up a school if you want. Let's see. What else do we have here? We finally have a quarterback with leadership. A locker room kid, holds other players accountable, himself accountable, won't talk about his own teammates, feels like football again 6 years later. Oh, he's really into it. Wow. He is the realist. He is the realist. He is a realist. Horn Dog, what I'm afraid of is if he missed with Malik, he can't elevate QBs, and here we go again. Yeah, that's what I just said. But, hey, right from the get-go, we get to find out. It's a beautiful thing. Right from the get-go, we get to find out if John Eric Sullivan is the real deal. Because if Malik Willis is the real deal, we're going to go, well, this guy's a badass. Because he jumped all over it. He was with the guy for 2 years. Obviously, it could go the other way. It could go the Mike McDaniel way. Oh, my God, this guy was around Skylar Thompson for 3 years, and he had no idea he couldn't play? You know what I'm saying? So we're hoping that that's not the case. But yeah. We just signed a decent offensive lineman. Yeah, no, everybody they sign, realist, is phenomenal. Zane Gonzalez, he can hit 86-yard field goals. Did you know that, by the way, about Zane? He drinks Cuban coffee. So he can really boot him. The best kicker ever, Zane Gonzalez. Okay. Tutu Atwell, 2,000 yards receiving, right? Easy, right? So I'm with you, realist. I mean, best signing in the. I think half goes undefeated and shock Shula. Wow. Right? Because now
it's 17-0. I mean,
already 20-0.
Well, yeah, because you got to get the Super Bowl and stuff. But yeah,
okay. So
I got regular season.
I think I'm with realist here. Half makes Shula look foolish this year.
Oh yeah. Not only do we find the quarterback since 13, but we also find the head coach
right
since Shula.
Right. And Ewers turns into Earl Morrall.
Yeah. He's got to come in for a couple games.
That's it. Couple games, saves it, throws for like 4,000 yards in 3 games.
Oh yeah, at least.
So I'm with you, realist. I'm telling you, this has been the offseason of all offseasons.
It's going to look like the Broncos game all over again. All over. 70 every week.
Yeah, 70 every half.
Oh, man.
Come on. What are we talking about?
Go overs.
What are we talking about here? I'm with the realist here. Everything's been done. We're all set. Ready to go. Screw Shula. We're going to melt that damn statue down and put a half one that's 3 times the size on top of that. Anthony Campos, thank you for the love on the super chat. He says, Big O, we got 3-hour DJ set at the Surf Corner for the WMC. We're closing. Then Palm Tree Club 5 to 7. Delano Sunday. We open for Steve Angelo Ingrosso. Oh. Rock on, bro. Let's see. Yeah, no. I don't think so. No. He's DJing. Yeah. DJ, please pick up the phone up on the request line. True FinFan says, I bought my wife a brand new 2016 Lexus in 2001 F-Type car and has 140,000 miles, never given us a problem and drives like the first day. Thought about a new one, but why? Yeah, no, I would still have my TSX if I did not total it. Love my TSX. God, I miss my TSX. My Acura TSX was one of my favorite cars of all time, man. Ritter, if Malik plays a full season, it's a win for Sully. No, it's not. Survival is not winning. He has to turn into a star, is the only way. He cannot be mediocre. He cannot be average. If he helped you, I guess you didn't listen to my rant on Malik. If Malik doesn't turn into a great quarterback, a franchise quarterback, he just turns into a half-decent quarterback, a mediocre quarterback, an average, a below-average quarterback, and in the next 2 years, he helped you win an extra 3, 4, 5, 6 games. 2 this year, 3 next year. So what did he do for you? Oh, he ruined draft position. Because this is the time to suck. I'm not big on tanking and all that kind of stuff normally, but in this kind of scenario, I'm all for on your rebuild year, dude, I'm all for it. It's not about winning. So that's where that's where I disagree with you 1,000%. It's either he's a star franchise player or this was a stupid move. That's it. That's it. Because if he came here and helped you do anything like Matt Moore or Fitzpatrick, you're an idiot. That's a fact. You're an idiot. When you had an opportunity to completely suck, you killed yourself to win a couple of extra games, you're an idiot. Now, if you risked everything right now because that guy is a franchise quarterback, bro, I'm with you. I'm good. I'm good. I have no problem looking bad. I have no problem being wrong. Dude, I've been so right about the Dolphins in 36 years. I got tons of wrongs I can go ahead and have. It'll never kill my average. My average is way better than anybody in the history of this effing town when it comes to calling shit when it comes to the Dolphins. The stuff I do with the Dolphins, nobody does. So I don't mind if I'm wrong every once in a while because I'm rarely going to be wrong when it comes to the Dolphins. So I hope I'm wrong with Malik. But if Malik is not a star, this is a stupid-ass move. This is not the year to fight and crawl and scratch for an extra win or 2 or 3. That's counterproductive, and it's stupid. Now, the only way it's not counterproductive or stupid is if you've got a franchise quarterback that helped you win a couple of extra games. Now you need to catch the team up to the quarterback. We're good. I can live with that one. I can live with that one. Okay. Oh, you're wrong. He was a franchise guy. We got our guy. Now we got to get the team. Good. But if he's not, so you don't have the team and you still don't have the quarterback, but you got a couple of extra wins. What does that do? I lost out on getting Arch or whoever I want because now I'm the 7th pick instead of the 2nd pick or the 1st pick. Stupid. Absolutely moronic. And by the way, even if you don't like the quarterback at number 1 or number 2, you get to trade it for like a boatload of picks, which you won't be able to do the same with the 7th pick. Again, stupid. So Malik Willis must be a star. There's no room for anything else. Anything else is a progress stopper for the franchise because you didn't find your quarterback, but you got, the Matt Moore effect, the Ryan Fitzpatrick effect. What's the scrubberini that came off the bench and won a couple of games? There's got to be another scrubberini that came off the bench. Don't even try with Strock. I would never call Strock that or Morrow. Trying to think of another scrubberini. Do we have another scrubberini that came off the bench like Fitz and Moore? Scott Mitchell. I mean, he actually has some decent seasons after in Detroit, but bro, the talent in Detroit. It was Herman Moore. It was Barry Sanders, obviously. It was Johnny Morton in the slot, and it was Perriman. Are you effing kidding me, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, and he fell off after a couple of years. But let's say he's a little better than a scrubberini because he became a starter and was productive. So let's go. What others do we have? Another scrubberini? Can you guys remember another scrubberini outside of Moore and Fitz that came off the bench and kind of got a couple of wins for us? I'm trying to remember, dude. Trying to remember somebody else in the Shula era outside of Strock, and I would never call him a scrubberini. I mean, Woodley did it more with his legs. I don't know if I would call him that. I'm trying to remember. There's got to be at least one more guy that I'm forgetting, overlooking. Some scrubberini that we fell in love with and said, oh, he helped us out a little bit. Skylar Thompson. Let's see. Oh, Steve DeBerg. That's a good one. I like that one. Steve DeBerg is a good one. Sage Rosenfeld's in. Damon Hewer, we went 5-1 with him. Damian Heward, we went 5-1 with him. Yes, in the Jimmy Johnson era. Yes, 5-1 with Damian Heward. That's a good one. That's a good one. We didn't win much with Sage. But the Berg, that's Ritter. That's strong. That's strong. Did we win much with Tyler Thigpen? I don't know if we won much with him. Maybe one or game or two, but I don't know if it was like see with Heward, we went 5-1. Like that was pretty cool. With Matt Moore, that he won 6 games. With Fitz, he won a few games and all that. There's not a lot of them. Doug Peterson was 1 win, James, 325. It wasn't like a thing with Doug Peterson. It was uno. So no. Brian Greasy? God, I don't remember. What did we do? What did we do with Brian Greasy? I don't even remember anymore now. Trying to remember, did we win actually with Brian Greasy much? Hey, you know what? He didn't come off the bench, but we actually won some games with Gus Frerotte. And he's a scrubberini. But he was a starter. A stupid starter because he would bang his head against walls. But, yeah. No, but Bernie Kosar would never call a scrubberini. Bernie Kosar was a starting quarterback. It's just, I know we got him at the point where he was a backup. Huh? Assweiler didn't do anything. We didn't win anything with Assweiler. Yeah. Good morning to you, Captain Saki. Jabroni. Let's see. What else do we have here? You must win a playoff game within 2 years with him, or it's stupid. Well, I don't know about his team is not ready for a playoff. So I can't see, like I said yesterday with Malik, we may have to grade him on a curve because he's young, he still has to grow, and he's got a bad team around him. So that's not going to compliment him. So it's just going to be hard to completely judge him at times. You're going to be able to judge him, but there's going to be times where you can't judge him because what's around him may not be good enough. And that's what I hate that the Dolphins do all the time. They put young quarterbacks in positions where they're going to fail because they don't have enough around them. It's crazy, dude. I don't know why we do this, but we see this team do this constantly. Is this Artie Burns all over again? Thing Blue Dodger says, F this athletic Jeff Georges. We need a real pocket passer. I'm with you there. Miles Deep says, good morning, Big O and Sean. What about Wade talk with Bam about being related? I heard all the talk, and Wade, I'm on Wade's side here, dude. The Heat organization is a notch down, unfortunately. Bam Adebayo's not a star. And you're not allowed to complain about the play-in when you're the number one guy and you're one of the reasons why it's a play-in. Yesterday you had a chance to, close out Milwaukee. It wasn't like he was closing him out. It was Palo Larson that was closing him out. I get it. He had his 83-point game and it was fun and all that. It still doesn't make him a star by any stretch or any way, shape, or form. And so the entire organization is down. They don't know how to find stars. They don't know how to work the business anymore in the NBA nowadays. They're stuck in their old ways. And I'm glad that Wade is stuck in his old ways, because the ways he used to do it was about winning. And a lot of decisions now with the Miami Heat are made about money, not made about winning. Because if you were really about winning, you would tank. And you wouldn't care about attendance, and you wouldn't care about people saying, well, you're not going to be as important in town. You're not going to have as many people come to the games because you think you're going to lose some people. Well, so be it. You're a billionaire. You should be able to take that on. You're going to do what's best for your franchise moving forward. So instead of giving people just enough, you give them a championship caliber team. So I'm with Wade and his criticism of the whole situation, even with Bam. And I don't think Bam has anything to stand on, dude, at all. Sorry. Bam's been more than paid here. And he's paid like a star that he isn't. And Wade, when he says he sacrificed everything, he did, dude. He sacrificed his body. He sacrificed money. He did everything for the common good of winning. Everything that you ever asked for an athlete to be, that's what Dwayne Wade was, is, always has been. So I'm going to stick with the guy that did it right all the time. I'm going to get off the bandwagon from the team that doesn't do it right anymore. The only one that does it right is Eric Spoelstra. He's the only thing left that's elite in that organization. Outside of that, the front office is not an elite front office, and neither is the ownership group. They'll spend, but they're not willing to really. You know, it's funny how they ask their players to sacrifice, but they don't. Just thought about that right now. Mickey Arison is not willing to sacrifice, but yet you ask the players to sacrifice all the time. Interesting. So you want players to have the discipline to do what they have to do, but as an owner, you don't have the discipline because you're worried about the finances and losing a couple of bucks. Pobrecito. Oh. I mean, where would Mickey get his next meal? Anyway. Let's see. Let's see. That's why exactly I'm not buying the hype. I don't see how this is competition. This feels more like a bet on Malik is the future and willing to crash and burn in 2 to 3 years. Well, I mean, there's no competition at quarterback anyways. That's just stupid shit. And that doesn't exist. Hip, hip, hooray, a 5-win season. Malik is the plan. It works out. Our 2027 pick value will be at an all-time high. That's it. All-time high. Ray says, howdy-o, is it me or the new QB only has Waddle and Achane as weapons, nothing else? Willis will be running for his life. I hope he does not get injured. Our picks this year will better be O-line. Yeah, I mean, they better surround him. Ray didn't win much, Frankie, unfortunately. And that Buffalo game did him in. That interception he threw right before the half. Wow. That did him in. Yeah. So, anyway. What else do we have? We have Daivid Furones. And we have our number 2 of the Big O Radio Show. Live from Acura of Pembroke Pines. Go for it, Sean Stanley.
All rise, football fans, as the Welton Rayon Miami Dolphins report with Daivid Furones is in session.
Welton Rayon has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Daivid Furones.
Right. How you doing, my man? You doing good?
Feeling good. We made it to Friday of the first week of free agency, so getting ready for the weekend and a lot of signings, a lot of moves the Dolphins made. You know, most of them just more on the smaller side, smaller scale moves. But yeah, obviously we already talked about Malik Willis, but then just bringing guys onto the roster, filling out the roster.
Well, you were there yesterday for the press conference. What'd you think of how he handled everything? It looked to me like he said all the right things. It's not like you can really pick at anything he said.
Yeah, and I think he really showed his humility. He wasn't making any grand predictions or promises or trying to sell that, oh yeah, he is the guy, he knows it's his time now, and all this talk that which would have just been talk at this point in time. So he said, I'm not going to do all that. Basically, it's going to be his play that does the talking, and he's just saying, look, I mean, can I tell you for sure if I'm going to be the man? I don't know that. I'm just here to work and do my thing. So yeah, I like how humble he is. He admitted that he wasn't prepared in the past. So sometimes you don't learn that until you're in it. So that was kind of the harsh reality for Malik Willis early in his career was
obvious
from Liberty. Yeah, which we all knew. Yeah, of course. But I mean, it takes a lot for someone to admit that. He said it, and then I think he's grown over his time in Green Bay, where he also obviously had a lot of great things to say about working with Sully and Half, and how it wasn't only obviously what they came away impressed with in him from seeing him, but also, as a free agent, he has a say in the matter. So clearly he was impressed with the way they work to see a vision of maybe what could become here in Miami.
I'm with you. Listen, I'm hoping for the best. I hope he has to be the guy. Like I've said, either he's a star or this is a stupid move. Period. End of story. If you didn't find a franchise quarterback in him, it becomes a stupid move, because if he just becomes Matt Moore or Ryan Fitzpatrick or, any of these scrubby quarterbacks that you've had in time that helped you win a couple of games, that's not really what this is all about right now. So if you were set to win one game this year and now he helped you win 3, and he doesn't turn into the franchise guy, then this move means nothing whatsoever. So that's kind of the way I look at it. If Sully signed him, he signed him because he really believes that guy's going to turn into the franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
I see it more as it's a chance of being that. I'm okay with him just being it's taking a shot at finding that guy, because you're not always going to hit on every single shot you take, but you take a shot here, find a guy before you start playing your first few games. And then if it doesn't work out, then, you're probably going to be picking one of the best quarterbacks in the 2027 draft. You're not that financially constrained to him. You're going to be still paying dead money to Tua this year and next year. And then by then, that's also when the Malik Willis contract has an out from year 2 to year 3. So you're really not too tied. It's not like you used a first-round pick and it's going to be like the 4 years of his rookie contract where you're really trying to see what you have. And if you find out early, then you're regretting wasting a first-round pick. For the top-paid quarterback of this free agency class, it's a very manageable move financially.
You're in one place, and I'm in the. I don't give a shit about the money, dude. The money, that means nothing to me at all. You're completely in a different place. The Raiders won 3 games to have the number 1 pick. Okay, so let's just say this team is good enough to win 3 games, but Malik Willis gets you to 5. How is that? And then in the end, you find out he's not the guy, but he Brissetted your ass. He Fitzpatrick you won 2 extra games. Where does that become productive that you end up losing the number 1 pick, which, by the way, could lead you to your real quarterback, or you could trade that number 1 pick instead of being a number 5 or 7. You could trade that number 1 now for a whole bunch of picks if that's what you want to do. So you lose out on all of that. If he's not the star and he only helped you win a couple of extra games, where's the productivity to that?
Well, you still don't know if Quinn Ewers running the offense could have won you a few games more than what you expect. There's so many different ways it could work out. And then you don't know if down the road, the quarterback that everyone thinks, that all the draft pundits think it should be the number 1 pick next year, he ends up being a bust. And then it's the guy who was actually picked 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever, like Patrick Mahomes wasn't the number 1 pick. Josh Allen wasn't the number 1 pick. Joe Burrow was, but he's been injured a lot too, and the Bengals haven't gotten back to that Super Bowl.
You keep answering a question with an if. If he helped you win a couple of extra games and he's not the guy, was it really productive?
You end up with a lower draft pick, but you took a chance on trying to find a guy. You took a shot.
Okay.
Which I think you constantly should be doing.
Okay.
You know,
All
if
right.
you put all your eggs in one basket.
I just want to make sure because, you know, if all of you are accepting this, then I don't want to hear any shots taken at all. Oh, you see, you ruined it by playing him, and then you could have had the number one because that's how people like to play both sides. So you are not allowed to take any shots. Okay. At the end of the year, if he's a failure and he only won you a couple of extra games, you cannot say that John Eric Sullivan failed at all. You have to say, hey, fans, he took a shot. You had a chance at Arch Manning, and he's headed for an all-pro career or something a year or 2, 3 years from now. And this whole scenario, you cannot second guess John Eric Sullivan now. You know that, right?
All right,
I'm just saying.
I'll be at peace with that because I can admit when I'm wrong. I also look because I'm going to tell you
I'm going to call out any of the local mofos that do that shit. I'm going to slam them all.
I won't do that. I won't do that.
I know, but I'm just saying ahead of time. If I see somebody play that bullshit, I'm going to slam your ass publicly, and I'm going to trash your ass really good. I mean, really good.
Take notes now.
Yeah, damn right it's fair because I hate that shit. You don't put your neck out on the line, and then after, when it's convenient, you then want to go out and put your neck out on the line, and that's not how it goes because it's too easy after the fact to say stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it's not fair because I know that that's what's going to happen here if he does, win you a couple games and he doesn't turn out to be, oh, you see, they swung and missed. And by the way, if they swing on miss and Malik Willis, here's the part 2 to that. Does that start to put a little doubt that, we have another guy that can't find a quarterback? Because, by the way, if Malik Willis swings and misses, this is like Skylar Thompson part B. You do know that, right? Because they were around him. He can't fail. You were around him for 2 years. So, that whole line that a lot of people, nobody knows him better. They were around him for 2 years. Well, so what happens if he's not the franchise guy and you were around him for 2 years? Does that become a little bit more of an indictment? Just your thoughts on that.
It will be a little bit if that scenario plays out that way. But you still don't know how he conducts himself in that starter role. So, he wasn't that in Tennessee even. You brought him on because you saw the raw potential from his athletic traits in Green Bay. He was part of that front office that did so. And so you've seen him in the framework of, being the scout team quarterback in practice. A few games, a small sample size of action in game where you liked what you saw from him. So you haven't seen him be the guy over the course of a season, handle the ups and downs of a whole NFL season. So yeah, from that standpoint, they don't have that information yet. So you are still projecting somewhere kind of like in between of how familiar you would be with a high drafted quarterback where it's all projection and you don't really have that information from being in there with him and then being extremely familiar. So it's somewhere in between there on that spectrum where, you've got some of the information, but not all of it.
All right. Clearly he doesn't have enough around him. Okay. If you want him to succeed, he's not going to succeed with what he has around him. So what does this team need to do for the rest of free agency, which I don't think it's much because they're not going to do much in free agency, but especially the draft? What would you do to help Malik Willis succeed in the draft?
Yeah, I think he'll need another receiver, bigger body preferably. So you already have your Jalen Waddle, and I mean maybe Theo Weiss can develop some more, but you still need someone more.
You mean they didn't add a big receiver in Tutu Atwell at all? They added another Oompa Loompa? Okay. All right.
Tutu Atwell is not of the bigger bodied receiver variety, but another speedster. So and South Florida kid, which I do love. I always love it when the South Florida kids come home. I'm a little biased, I'll admit to that. So but
I love your point. I love your point. A big receiver, please.
Yeah.
Let's
they need that. Yeah.
enough. He's a short quarterback, dude. He's 6'1". He's a short quarterback. He still can't see over the line. He needs passing lanes. So stop with the Oompa Loompas already. And Tutu Atwell's fine, whatever. At this point, I get in free agent, but you have the point, dude.
Yeah, for a cheap signing, sure.
No,
I love
that's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But your point is the real point.
Yes.
You better go find the guy some big possession guys, please.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Jalen Waddle's going to be your wide receiver one. You're going to be able to throw the ball to Devon Achane a lot out of the backfield. So you've got speed, like electric speed. I mean, at quarterback, running back, and wide receiver. Atwell's another blazer. Malik Washington is a small slot guy. Maybe Theo Weiss can develop some more and go into year two and just build on those flashes that he showed. And he would be a bigger bodied guy. But yeah, you'll need someone else to compete with him. Probably a couple other guys so that you really have, like the same way you're taking a shot at quarterback. Like you can just have a lot of players where you're taking a chance to see what they can give you as far as a bigger bodied receiver. So yeah, build up on that. That would be the main thing, obviously, along with the offensive line, which they made their first signing today, Jamari Salyer. I like him. A charged offensive line that didn't pass protect well. He was actually one, according to Pro Football Focus, who graded well in pass protection, actually above average compared to league average. So probably going to be a cheap signing. I don't know the money on it, but good to at least get someone who can pass protect some, especially when you lost Cole Strange, who had a good season, to the Chargers. You get one of their guys, and maybe he could take that next step and be a consistent starter where he was kind of filling in spot duty the past couple of years. As you look to also build with Patrick Paul, Aaron Brewer, you're bringing Austin Jackson back, and you need some depth on the line as well as you try to also develop Jonas Avainaya.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Let's hope that they got to draft, man. They got to draft offensive linemen and build it up and build a big ass wall in front of the damn quarterback and give him time so he can find guys and all that stuff.
With those five picks in the first 90, I would love if it's like you get a solid edge rusher, a corner, a wide receiver who's a bigger, long-armed type of guy, an offensive lineman, and then whatever else best player available. If in those first five, in the first 3 rounds, you get you fill those 4 spots and plus something else, then that'd be awesome. That'd be a great start to building through the draft for this new regime.
You get excited about any of the free agent scrubbies they signed?
I do low key like Josh Uche, and not just because it is another homecoming. You needed an edge rusher for sure, and I think he can. We've seen it before from him. It was a few years ago now, but he had an 11.5 sack season. So you've seen that he's capable of doing that. It's not like he's old and washed now. He's still 27, so it's not like that's just entirely in his past. And he was still winning pass rushes at a high rate in limited opportunities. But like last year, he was with the Eagles, and it's hard to find playing time. On that
loaded.
So, yeah, exactly. So it stands to reason that he's not going to be on the field all that often to rack up a bunch of sacks. But he would win some pass rushes, a good pass rush win rate according to the metrics. So then you like to see that.
Happy for Bradley Chubb, actually. Happy for Bradley Chubb, man. He's a good dude, and he's on the back end of his career. Might as well get a shot for winning. And Dolphins aren't going to do anything for the next couple of years, but it was definitely a good fit for him to land there.
Yeah, they're looking for edge rushers. I was actually talking to someone that does Buffalo Sports Radio yesterday, and even with Bradley Chubb, then because they were asking me about him, then they're still looking to see if maybe, because they were asking me about Akeem Mesidor and if he's there, when they pick later in the first round. So they're really just looking to stack up edge rushers. So feels a need for them. If he could play like he did bouncing back from that knee injury this past season, the way he did, and he was able to stay on the field like that and produce and be a leader, where over there they might have some more of the culture and he could just fit in, as opposed to where in Miami, he kind of needed, especially after they lost like Calais Campbell and Teron Armstead the year before, they needed him to really step up and be a true team leader. He could just slide in there and be just another vet that keeps that culture in the building. And the Dolphins are going to see him twice. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm with you there. What are you working on in the Sun Sentinel so folks can check you out?
Yeah, just got a bunch of stuff up on all the free agency news all week. So just this morning it was Jamari Sallier, whose name popped up. So got a story up on him. And yesterday wrote about the Malik Willis press conference. So, a little bit stunning to hear him admit how he wasn't ready. But, just breaking down what he was talking about on his first day in the Dolphins facility, and also those two other South Florida signings, Tutu Atwell, Marco Wilson, posted about them, along with all the slew of other names that the team has brought in.
Follow him on Twitter at Daivid Furones _. Make sure you catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, as always, thank you, my brother. We will catch up on Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
You got it. There we go. Welton Rayom, they know how to get it done. The consultation is free. So if some issue happens, some damage happened to your property, you're dealing with bankruptcy, whatever it is, folks, call Welton Rayom, call Jeff and Dan, explain your situation. Consultations free, 954-966-4646. They have their own adjusters, so they'll go and assess any of the damage, and then they call the insurance company. Never, ever call the insurance company. It's what we're used to doing, and that's what they want us to do, because you and I are suckers. We don't know all the laws and all the rules and all the loopholes. They do. They love to take advantage of us. But Welton Rayom, they're not going to be able to take advantage of them. Progressive, they were crushed with Welton Rayom, okay? And I'm telling you, don't even make the mistake I did, because my wife, she kind of, runs some of that stuff. So she called it first, and she ran into a wall. And I said, why are you doing this? I told you. First, Welton Rayom. Let them. So, boom, Welton Rayom took over. They fired the guy that Progressive was, the guy that was representing Progressive. Welton Rayom got him fired because they know all the laws and loopholes, and they were trying to pull some BS that they would have easily pulled on us. But these guys knew all the laws and the loopholes and crushed him in court. And when he got crushed in court with that twist, he ended up getting fired. Okay, so Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom are badasses. A lot of our listeners have called over the last 6.5 years that we've been, it's almost going to be 7 soon. We are 3 months away, dude. Anyway, 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with Daivid Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Right. What do we have here? Stephen Harris, good morning to you, sir. Thank you. I see the Dolphins fans are excited about this disaster Dolphin season. Well, I don't know if it's going to be a disaster Dolphin season, but, it'll be a bad season. We'll see what happens with the coaching. And that's kind of where we're going to measure it. You know what I'm saying? By the way, Saki Heikos, is that you, Captain Saki? Thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. I appreciate it. I think it's Captain Saki. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Very nice of you. Very, very generous. Thank you, sir. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of stuff. You put lunch on me. Thank you, my friend. Very nice of you. Very nice. Very, very nice. By the way, where are we at right now on Bitcoin? We are at 72,749. So ended up climbing to 73,705 was our peak. So we'll see what is going on. How about the markets? Where are we going? Where we're going with the markets right now? Only up 113 points, and the S&P is down 4 points. The Nasdaq is up a point, so it's kind of coming back down, which is kind of what I expected. Yes. What do you got?
Last night,
a
rare feat happened for South Florida sports fans.
All three teams won?
No, the rare double Nuggets night.
Oh, yes.
The Panthers got 30 saves, and Giannis missed two missed fourth quarter free throws.
Yep.
So each one gets you free Nuggets today at Chick-fil-A.
That's it. Now, when you open up your app, you're going to see your free Nuggets. You have to claim that first before the other one comes up. You're probably not going to see both 8-piece Nuggets show up. Because I only saw one show up, but they can't show you both because it's probably not programmed that way. So what you're going to have to do is claim the first one, and then you can then get the second one after. I would imagine that that's what's going to end up happening. Okay? So you should be able to claim both, I would imagine. But you first have to claim the first one. I got myself a chicken biscuit this morning. I had to cheat. That is cheating. But I had to cheat. Had to. Anyway, so all good in the hood. What can I tell you? Let's see what else. What do we have here? If we got a bunch of rookies starting next year, it will be a rough season. Yes, Lofi, of course. Wonder if Malik Willis will tell somebody on the football team that they need to be a better father. Yeah, that's not his job, realist. Stephen Harris, good morning. Let's see, Jeff from Long Island. We will judge Malik by what he does with the Dolphins. We aren't the Packers. We don't have their O-line wide receiver depth or Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft. God, I wanted that guy badly in the draft. Let's see. Who else? That's it, I guess. All right. What do we have going on? All right, so they signed Tutu Atwell. You mentioned it yesterday when we were on. Riley Patterson, so they've got the competition with him and Zane. We got all of that. Malik addressing the media, said all the right things. Looks like a fantastic kid. I mean, there's that video of him helping the homeless guy over in the combine and all that. So he's good. By the way, there's some big news. Oh, really important news. I got to tell you, if you haven't figured this out or haven't seen it yet, shame on you. Okay, but we have some news. There is a new show that is coming out, and it's an old show because that's all Hollywood does, is that they bring back old shows and make them new again. So they're actually doing a new Baywatch. Did you see this? Well, okay, but if I tell you that they hired Livy Dunn from LSU, no? I'll be watching that just for that. The LSU smoking hot gymnast, and isn't she Paul Skeen's babe? Right? So she's going to be in the new Baywatch. I'm sure it'll be a terrible show, except for the scenes where she's running with the plastic little thing and all that. So that'll be it. So just in case, guys, Livy Dunn, new Baywatch. Make sure you lock it in whenever it comes out on whatever platform, Fox, whatever it is. There you go. Livy Dunn. See, this is important news. Forget about what's going on in the golf, NFL free agency, the economy, the Heat season, the Panther season, UM in the tournament. Nah. Livy Dunn in the new Baywatch. That, my friends, that's winning right there. See, that's information that you just, you don't get anywhere. You get it right here. We give it to you. Okay. Oh, the new Baywatch is actually going to be called Straight watch. Oh, let's see. Awesome. Hope it's not a woke version. Well, if you got Livy on there, I don't think it's it'll wake your ass up is what it's going to do. Let's see. With his drops in big games, Tyreek should stay away from balconies. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. That would probably be perfect if he did that. You know, definitely. If he did that, that would make a lot of sense. I got to say. Don't forget, folks, this weekend, Fort Lauderdale United, they are hosting Jacksonville. And if you've got a daughter in your life that is especially a soccer fan and you want to take her to a great event, Saturday in the afternoon, late afternoon before the game at 7:30, Brianna Scurry, all right, she's going to serve as honorary captain and she's going to have a goalie camp. So if you want to take part in it, go to ftlutd.com. You can also get your tickets there, all kinds of stuff, and find out more if you want to take your little girl out to one hell of an event. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's all part of Women's History Month, and the Fort Lauderdale United is celebrating it. We will be there tomorrow between 3 and 5, broadcasting live here on the platform. We'll be there. So come on out, bring the kids. Great atmosphere. Join us out there. And we will have Brianna Scurry on the show tomorrow. So that's going to be fun. All right. Looking forward to talking to her. Let's get to our 3A graphics. Sports calendar. The Miami Dolphins yesterday signed wide receiver Tutu Atwell. They also signed kicker Riley Patterson. He will compete with Zane Gonzalez. And speaking of a little sports action, last night, the University of Miami in ACC play, they defeat Louisville 78-73. Amazing. Malik Renault, 24.6 rebounds, 3 assists. True Washington added 17 points. Tonight, they will take on Virginia. Virginia is favored by 3.5. Virginia's 28-4 on the season, 15-3 in the conference. So they're pretty damn good. They're favored by 3.5. The over and under is 143.5. Miami is plus 150 on the money line. Virginia is minus 180 on the money line. Last night in the NBA, the Heat over the Bucks, 112-105. They improved to 38-29, man. They're in the 5th spot, I think, right? I think they're in the 5th spot right now. Pallel Larson was the man last night. 28 points, 9 of 14 from the field, 2 of 3 from three-point range, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, getting it done. Yakuchonis, by the way, 18.7 rebounds, a steal, and a block, too. Youngin's looking pretty good, man. Saturday, they take on Orlando at 8 o'clock. Panthers on the ice. They get a late goal by Reinhardt. They win 2-1 against the Blue Jackets. Sunday, they will visit Seattle at 8 o'clock. Tonight, the United States takes on Canada in the World Baseball Classic. 8 o'clock first pitch for that one. And the aforementioned Fort Lauderdale United on Saturday at 7:30. They will host Jacksonville at Beyond Bankcard Field. And remember, Brianna Scurry will have a goalie camp before the game. So sign up your kids there for that one. That's going to be a fun event. 3A graphics. If you need custom printing and embroidery, reach out to my guy, Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. All right. There we go. And don't forget, please smash the hell out of the like button. Very important. Very important. All right. And you can also make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Ray, thank you, my brother. Good morning to you. Thank you for the love on Venmo. He says, I really hope they build the line. Let's get a right tackle. Well, no, they brought back Austin Jackson. So if he stays healthy, you got a good right tackle, but he has to stay healthy. Questions now, they rework Austin Jackson to save money. Are we going to keep him? Yes. No, he'll start this year. He's gone next year. Unless he has a fully healthy year and he looks great and all that, and then they fall in love with him, maybe they can find a way. But for the moment, he's here for this season. He'll start. Hopefully he stays healthy, and then he's gone. It's probably what's going to happen. So that's what's going to happen. But, Ray, thank you for the love on Venmo, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can send in your questions, comments, insults, just like my man Ray did right there. And we appreciate that immensely, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bitcoin's at 72,548 right now. That's where we're at. All right. Let's see. Gonna go Malik, 30 TD season and 22 by air, 8 by ground. Yeah, let's do it, baby. Let's do it. I like that. Kyler Murray signs with the Vikings. If he doesn't make it here, he won't make it anywhere. Pretty much. And it's not New York. It'll be Minnesota. I mean, he gets elite coaching, and he's got a really good offense around him. So Kyler Murray is going to have a chance, every opportunity to succeed, even better than what he had in Arizona. So this will end everything for Kyler Murray one way or the other. I've always said this about Kyler Murray. The kid can play the game. The kid's a real passer. He can pass from the pocket. Obviously, he can run. We know he's not durable because he's not a big guy, but you knew that coming out of college that, you know, he wasn't going to be a guy that was going to be able to take much punishment. If he does, he's probably going to get injured, and it's already happened. But the kid can play. Now, he's just never been able to put it together. Like Tua was able to put it together a couple times and put together some really nice seasons. He's never had seasons like that. And that's something that, you know, he kind of needs to do. If he doesn't do it with these guys, I don't know. He should be like thanking the Lord and whatever football gods they were looking upon him because the right team gave him a chance. Now it's up to him to meet them halfway. But, man, he's got Kevin O'Connell in that offense. God bless you, kid. Take advantage. You've been blessed. You've been blessed. Take advantage. That is a beautiful opportunity for Kyler Murray. We'll see if he takes advantage of it. I don't know. That's the part I can never answer. Can never answer about that. So we shall see what we shall see. Okay? All right. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Oh, you know what? Also, I could do a little music, too. Let me do a little music to kind of change things up right now. We talked about Livy Dunn. I like it. All right, here we go. Let's go with musicians born on this date on March 13th. Jack Harlow, the American rapper. Let's see. David Draymond, lead singer with Disturbed, born on this date in 1973. Common, the rapper. Lonnie Rashid Lynn, born in 1972. Won a Grammy Award for Best R&B Song for his guest performance on Erykah Badu's single, Love of My Life. Adam Clayton, my man from U2. Love it. Born in 1960. Let's see who else. Greg Norton from Husker Du, born in 59. Ronnie Rogers from T-Paw, guitarist, born in 59. Donald York from the doo-wop revival group Sha Na Na, born in 1949. Let's see who else. Neil Sedaka, who just passed away recently, born on this date back in 1939. Bad Blood. It's my favorite song of his. Let's see what else. We go from musicians to other famous people born on this date. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they have passed away. We go with U.S. First Lady Abigail Fillmore, born in 1798. L. Ron Hubbard, writer, founder of the Church of Scientology, born in 1911. creating craziness. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say? CIA Director William Casey, born in 1913. Let's see who else. Baseball Hall of Fame member Helen Callaghan, born in 1923. Actor William H. Macy, born in 50. He's 76. Actress Dana Delaney, born in 56. She is 70. She had her time, boy. She had her time. Let's see. Fashion designer, TV personality, Kathy Hilton, born in 59. She's 67. Actor Danny Masterson, all-around scumbag, born in 76. He's in jail and he's 50. Let's see. Who else? NBA player Tristan Deliver a lot of babies Thompson, born in 91. He's 35. Let's see. Musician Ozuna, born in 92. He's 34. Have no idea who that is, but the guy has one name. You know, once you have one name, you're the shit one way or another. I don't know who you are, but if you got one name and everybody just knows you by Ozuna. Wait a minute. You talking about the baseball player? No, dude. I'm talking about the artist, bro. What's wrong with you? Ozuna. So, any Ozuna fans, more power to you. No idea. U.S. Olympic gold alpine skier Michaela Schriffen, born in 95. She is 31. And tennis star Coco Gauff, born in 2004. She is 22 years old. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
I have some wrestlers that are born on this date. Akira turned 60.
Shakira?
No, Akira.
Oh, Akira.
Akira. No, shh.
Is she as fine as Shakira?
He is a pro wrestler.
Oh, so no, he's not as fine as Shakira. Okay. All right. Just checking.
Masakatsu Funaki turns 57.
Gesundheit.
Master Waito is 29. Young Buck Matt Jackson turns 41. He was Reggie in WWE. He scripts now. He is 33 today. Trish Adora is 37. And Shotzi Blackheart turns 33 on March 13th, 2026.
There you go. There you go. I like it. All right. Dolphin Dave says, I would like to see the Dolphins draft 2 linemen with the first 2 picks. Definitely need linemen. Please protect this kid. I'm tired of seeing young receivers run around and they're killing themselves. Let's see. What else? Eric says, I'm a little bit behind Big O. Big O is right. If Malik doesn't turn into something this year, it could cost us a big name in the draft next year. Furones isn't smart. Most of everything he says is cringy. Well, I wouldn't go with cringy. I just look. I just don't, you know me. Like when I used to have Omar on all the time, he played both sides. Like he's a master of playing both sides. He couldn't play that shit on my show because I call him out for it. All the time. You guys know it when I used to have him on all the time because he likes to play both. He'll tell you one thing one day and completely something different the next day. And, he'll tell you that the cap doesn't matter and now they got to, ring it up now. Oh, they got to pay. Well, does it matter? It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So he was a master at that. And that's what I know is going on here. Okay. I've been doing this shit for 36 years, dude. I know this game that people play. I just don't play the game. I just call it like I see it, and that's it. I don't do it because I know that everybody, this Malik move, great move, this, that, and then when he doesn't actually play well, if that happens, if he doesn't play well, the same writers, the same people on radio that said, this was a great, this wasn't a good move. He won a couple games, but he wasn't good, and he ruined your draft selection. You could have tanked because what do we do talking about flow nowadays? That first year, What do we all do? It's like, wow, asshole. All you had to do was like tank and you didn't want to tank. And that's all we talk about with Flo. That he tried to win for no reason at all. We've gone through this before. We ended up with Tua instead of Burrow. And here we are again. So please, I don't want to hear from anybody say, if you said this was a good move, then you also need to be wrong. Also, if he ruins your draft position, you could have been 1 or 2, and you're 7 or 8, and you're out of the quarterbacks again. I don't want to hear that, they screwed up playing Malik Willis because he wasn't the guy and he won too many games. I don't want to hear that. That's lazy ass media that plays it both ways. You guys can do that. You guys can do that. You can get away with it. You can do all that silly shit. Fans can do that. But I'm not allowing media members to do that. So I'm going to call them out. I'm going to make sure I find out exactly all the guys locally and ladies. I don't think we have a lady beat writer on the Dolphins. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so. But I'm going to catch everybody and see what they say. I'm going to mark it down, and I'm going to make sure a year or two from now, if unfortunately it goes awry, I don't want to hear any of them. Because when I see it on social media, I'm going to retweet it, and I'm going to retweet it, and I'm going to call it out. I'm going to say, bullshit. You would have done the same mistake because you were all for this move. That's all. I'm not, because I want to really tank this year. And I'm not sure I don't think he's the guy. And all I see is Matt Moore and Fitzpatrick and Flo killing himself, trying to, win an extra game or two for no reason at all. For no reason at all. And that's my problem with all of this. But I'm not going to allow people to play this stupid game. I know fans will do it. That's fine. But I'm not going to allow media to play this stupid game here locally. No, screw that, bro. If you were all for it, okay. And if he's a hit, then you did great being all for it and saying all that. But if he's not, then you can't question it. Just can't. So there we go. All right. What else do we have going on? Have I done music history? I have not, right? Let's do music history. What happened today in music history? In 65, the Beatles started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with 8 Days a Week, the group's 7th number 1 hit in the United States. In 65, Eric Clapton, concerned that the band was becoming too commercial, he left the Yardbirds. His replacement was Jeff Beck. Let's see. In 77, Iggy Pop and David Bowie kicked off a North American tour at La Plateau Theatre in Montreal with Blondie as the opening act. Holy shit, dude. Iggy Pop, David Bowie, and Blondie. As Gnarls Barkley would say, ain't that some shit? In 84, on this date, the Cars released their 5th studio album, Heartbeat City, containing the singles Drive, Magic, Hello Again, and You Might Think I'm Foolish. The album was heralded as a comeback by critics, and it sold well. The album arrived after a 2-year hiatus following the Cars' 82 tour. It was their only collaboration with super producer Mutt Lange, who also worked with AC/DC, the Boomtown Rats, Foreigner, Bryan Adams, Shania Twain, and many, many more. Note Lange nearly had to turn down the producing of Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me and the rest of their Hysteria album because he was already committed to working with the Cars. But delays helped their schedule realign, featuring bassist Benjamin Orr on vocals. Drive became the band's most commercially successful single. Drive is Who's Gonna Drive You Home Tonight? It's a great song. And Benjamin Orr he was the only guy in that band that looked like a rock star. Everybody else looked like the geek in the geek store. Okay? For sure. Everybody else looked like a computer technician. Some guy you're going to send to go fix your computer, your laptop, your whatever. That's what the entire Cars band looked like, except for Benjamin Orr. Rest in peace. Lost both of the lead singers, Rick Ocasek and Benjamin Orr. We lost Benjamin Orr before we lost Rick Ocasek. Let's see, what else do we have? In 89 on this date, Depeche Mode released their live double album and documentary film, 101. In 1990, Damn Yankees released their self-titled album. It features High Enough. Can you take me high enough? Let's see, what else do we have? In 2006, the Sex Pistols refused to attend their own induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Blondie, Herb Alpert, and Black Sabbath were all inducted, but the Pistols posted a handwritten note on their website calling the institution urine in wine, adding, "We're not your monkeys. We're not coming. You're not paying attention." Let's see what else. 2012, Mike Snow released their second studio album, Happy to You. It features the singles Padding Out, The Wave, and Pretender. In 2014, on this date, 2 people were killed and 23 injured after a drunk driver crashed through barricades set up for the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas. And let me see if there's any birthdays that weren't on the other list. Sometimes there is. Oh, Rusty Allen from Sly and the Family Stone is 73. And that is it. That's the only one, I think, that wasn't on that list. And there you go. That's what happened today in Musica history. All right. Let's see. I want Moreno back. 13 forever. Or you mean Marino? Okay, yes. Would love that, but that's not going to happen. Big Olivia Dunn can raise the markets all by herself. Yes, she can. Yes, she can. She can raise a lot of things. Let's see. Brian Landis, Heartbeat City, my favorite Cars album. Okay, not mine, but it is a great album. No doubt about it. Dolphin says, Big O, I'm your fan, brother, big time, but at least with Willis, the organization isn't punting on the season and giving the impression the rest of the league players that they intentionally want to. Does that really matter to you, dude? They've been trying to win for decades, and they're a joke. So, dude, they can't even lose right. We tried this with Flo. We had a stupid-ass owner that hired a guy that couldn't even agree, didn't even have an agreement with Flo at the beginning. Like, yo, you understand we're tanking this year. So our team doesn't know how to win. So what are you talking about? Punting on the season? They've been punting on the season forever. By the way, my man, if you are really a hardcore listener, I thought I told you the season was over last year before it started. I know people like the realists can't handle, they can't handle the truth. You know what I mean? It's not that I'm being negative. I'm just saying, hey, hey, go trade Chubb before the deadline. Hey, trade Calais before the deadline. Hey, trade X right after the 10 interceptions. It's just being real, So I'm just going to be real with you. They don't even know how to win. So what are you talking about punting on the season? They've been punting on seasons forever because they're doofuses. They have no idea how to win, my man. So they don't even know how to lose, right? They know how to be incompetent and stuck in the middle. That's what, and again, this is kind of a feel like what you're doing. This is your opportunity to bottom out, and you're trying to win an extra game or two because you want to sign this young quarterback. That's why I said Malik Willis better be a star, better be a franchise player. So, punting on the season. I punted last season. Like I told you guys, bro, this season's over. I'm not going to Dolphins camp. I'm not going to training camp. I told you guys like ahead of time, everything was over. What do you mean punting on the season? And I told you it was done. Boom, gone. So yeah, no. I think you have it wrong when you're looking at your favorite team, my brother. Jeff in Long Island, I'm with you. I never saw the Cars live, dude. One of my huge regrets, and I had opportunities. I was seeing you next, and boom, I screwed up big time, man. Big time. Let's see. Brewer and Shipley's One Toke Over the Line came out today. Great song. All right, Rusty. Don't know the song, but I got to check it out, I guess. The Malik trade is just Dolphins management continuing the same plan of staying mediocre. Ocala Joe, that's kind of what it looks like. That's why I'm saying he better be a star. He better be that's the only reason you take this risk and set your team, your franchise back for the draft next year. It's the only reason you would do something like that. Yeah. So you can't build a culture by tanking your very first move. Well, your very first year, do you know how many people are going to be on your team for the playoffs 4 years later? A fraction. You turn over the roster 30, 40% every year. So by the time you really build, there's very little people left. You're overblowing it, bro. You know. So, and by the way, have they ever even done that? No, they haven't, actually. They live in the middle. They're stuck in the middle, like we've always been talking about with Steeler wheels. Flo was told to tank, but he thought he heard thank. Big O, which Van Halen do you prefer? No, I'm a Van Halen guy, not a Van Hager. I hated Van Hager early, and then I grew to appreciate it after as I got older. But I hated Van Hager early on. I'll be honest with you. But I'm all about David Lee Roth era for sure. It's not even close. The Van Halen from the David Lee Roth era is really my the Sammy Hagar era is fantastic, but it's more poppy. You know what I'm saying? The Van Halen era with David Lee Roth, it's more rock, blues, and some metal in there too, because you start throwing in Atomic Pump and On Fire and shit like that. So I'm more of a Roth guy over a Hager guy. Yeah. Let's see. The two quarterbacks in the Super Bowl last season were not first overall picks. Yeah. So what? That has nothing to do with the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a garbage organization. Seattle's actually a really good organization. This is just their second title already. They should have won 3 if it wasn't for a stupid call. So we talk about a team, what is in the last 15 years winning 2 titles? Or last 10 years? What was it like? Was it 10 or 15, right? 10, 12, 15, whatever, And who'd they beat last year? What team did they beat? Oh, New England. Team with like 6 titles. Or 5 titles, whatever it was. 5 or 6? And rebuild with, and turn the season around in 2 years. Yeah, I don't think you want to compare this organization to real organizations. Okay? When this the Dolphins are compared to the Jets and the Browns. The Dolphins are the dregs of the NFL. That's the problem with you, Dolphins. There's too many of you out there that you're not willing to look at your team and be honest about it. You actually think your organization is actually something respectable, or that it can be compared to anything that's really good, and you can't, bro. Don't ever do that. You compare the Dolphins to other pathetic organizations until further notice. The day they stop being pathetic and being a joke, then we can actually feel, like we have a respectable team. But at the moment, the Dolphins are one of the worst organizations in all of pro sports, not just the NFL, all of pro sports. When you talk about the 10 worst organizations in pro sports, the Miami Dolphins are right there with no playoff wins in a quarter century. So, my brother, let's not ever compare the Dolphins to real organizations until they become one. But at the moment, they're a complete joke. So we'll see. Maybe Sully and Half can get them out of there. But that owner is a joke. And until proven otherwise, that's just the way it's going to be. Now, the new Dolphins. I know. I saw it. I saw the blind ass fan alert on that one. I saw it. Go ahead.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
With the Realist and Dolphins D7922. Yeah, those are two that definitely don't even live anywhere near reality, unfortunately. I think I in my eyes, Andrew is being sarcastic.
Probably.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's being sarcastic.
Oh yeah, he's laughing.
Yeah, for sure. I picked up on the sarcasm on that one. The Dolphin and Realist, those two guys are, Realist is the guy that when I came out and said trade X right now after the tender said, "Oh, you're an asshole." He's the guy that like when Jimmy Butler took us to the second fight, hey, this is the time to trade him now right after this second fight. Oh, you're an asshole. Oh, you're a jerk. At last year in the offseason, hey, this is going to be a terrible year. Oh, you're an asshole. Like that weak fan that was like mad with Furones last year. I can't believe you guys are talking about how bad the season's going to be and they haven't even played it yet. Well, some of us actually know what we're talking about and we can actually see things, But I know those kind of fans, dude. I get it, bro. This is not the show. You're not going to be able to handle honesty about the team. This is not the show for you. It's just not. And it's not that I'm rooting against any of my teams. I want them all to win. I love the Heat. But that front office and ownership is completely lost nowadays. As much as I love them, they're completely lost, bro. Spo is just so elite. He hides as much as possible. Hateful Steve is in the house. Thank you, sir, for the Venmo as always. In fairness to Malik, who I'm also not a believer in, how will we be able to assess his abilities with the team that will be around him? I mean, people were making excuses for Tua even at 2023 his best year. Well, of course, because you only have 2 seconds to throw the ball. He never played behind a real offensive line here. And again, Ryan Tannehill was killed early on, didn't play behind a line. Tua never had an offensive line that gave him more than 2 seconds. And now we're doing the same shit to Malik. You are 1,000%. What did I say for the last couple of days? How am I grading Malik? On a curve. I can't grade Malik like a proven made quarterback. No, I got to grade him like a green quarterback behind a bad offense. And then I got to judge, okay, was that a good play on his part? Was it risky? Was it because the line and he didn't make that play because the line didn't give him time? The running back didn't pick up the block. The receiver didn't run the right route. You know, the shit that used to go on here all the time with Mike McDaniel. People couldn't line up. They couldn't run the right route. They couldn't block. They had no power running game. They didn't get big receivers involved. We have a short quarterback again, Steve. Daivid Furones' point was magical, was perfect. It's what you need. Big receivers. Are we going to give the short quarterback big receivers, Steve? There's a lot of stuff to go on, bro. Are we going to keep throwing fades to short people? Oh, yeah, no, because that puts any quarterback in a perfect position. Yeah, no, is that I see most quarterbacks in the NFL throwing fades to short people, right? It's everywhere. It's like savoir-faire. It's everywhere. Everybody throws fades to short people. Everyone. I mean, Oronde Gadsden was this tall. So I'm with you 100%. We're a bunch of effing idiots every time. We don't surround our young quarterbacks with protection and the weapons, and we're doing it again. We're doing it again. So your point is 100% right, and I'm grading him on a curve. That's it. That's what I've said from the get-go. I'm grading him on a curve. I have no choice. So we'll find out, and he may never get there. What if he went from a place that was in structure for the last couple years to now a place that's completely chaotic? And if he doesn't have it around him, that's not going to, it's not going to help. So we shall find out, my friend. We shall find out. Thank you for the love on Venmo, Cash App, or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App, or Venmo. Send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff. I appreciate it, as always. Rusty says, Big O, check out the lineup for Louder Than Life Music Festival in Kentucky. I know you can make it up for it. I saw it, dude. It is an awesome lineup. In fact, do I still have I may have let me see. I think I took a screenshot of it. I think last week is when it came out. If I saw it correctly, let me see. I think so. Yeah, boy, I do. Here it is. Oh, no, it's Aftershock. I'm sorry. It's Aftershock, not Louder Than Life. I saw Aftershock, which is on my birthday, October 1st, and then 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And on Thursday, they have My Chemical Romance, Sublime, The Offspring, Newfound Glory, which I love, the local band. Let's see, Pretty Reckless. Seven Dust, and then a bunch more, but I'm just mentioning like the ones main. Friday, Limp Bizkit, Wu-Tang Clan, Public Enemy, Cypress Hill, let's see, Drowning Pool, who else? Coheed and Cambria, that's on Friday. Oh, the Black Delilah. Not bad. And then on Saturday, I think this is the day that I don't like nearly as much. Oh, yes, it is. There's a lot of screaming metal and all that. Black Label Society is good, for me at least. I'm just telling you the ones that I really would like. Yeah, Saturday would be a bad day for me at that festival. And then Sunday, Tool. Crazy. Zach Sabbath, Queens of the Stone Age, Stone Temple Pilots, Wolfmother, love Wolfmother, Suicidal Tendencies. Let's see who else. And that's it. That's it. But it's a pretty damn good one. I got to look yours up. But I'll check it out. I'll check it out, man. Thank you. My problem with those festivals is, man, for an old man, it's a long day. And I've realized this. If I don't go VIP to those festivals, I probably won't last. So I need to go VIP where I have more shaded areas and maybe a place where I can chill and all that kind of stuff, which is usually what happens with the VIP areas. You have a better area to relax and enjoy it. But I'm going to check it out, man, because usually in Kentucky, that Louder Than Life, or don't they have another one that's called something Bourbon or something like that? They have some good festivals there. Van Halen is my favorite rock band of all time. Loved them in the 80s before hip-hop took me over. Okay. Malik is better than Tua. At least we can QB sneak. Yeah, that doesn't make you better, my brother. That's all right. Whatever. Let's see. Big O, I bet Steve is losing sleep over Tua when he's gone. Ross. Big O's on fire today. At least you're honest. Unlike some of the other South Florida media who have to be relevant, who have to lie just to be relevant. You're relevant without lying. That's honesty, and that's what we need. That's how I do it, man. I'm going to keep it honest. You may not like it, you may love it, but at least you can respect that I'm not playing your stupid little game that they do out there in the media, and that they talk things up so they can tear it back down again. And that's not what I do. Or they do the little silly, fan stuff of, oh, well, we'll trade for this guy and that guy. And, there's no chance at ever it happening. And, oh, we didn't get it and this and that. I don't play that game, dude. I just don't do that. If the trade's not going to happen, I'm just going to tell you that's not realistic. Like all the silly Heat trades that they talk about, and like, they don't have the picks. They don't have the space. They're not going to do this trade. Why do people keep talking about this? And there'll be shows and writers and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that, man. I have too much respect for you all. You know what I mean? I'm a fan, just like you. So why, because I'm in this position and I have insight and stuff like that, why should I feed you guys a bunch of bullshit? Oh, because it's better for radio and clicks and all. Yeah, well, that's not what I do. No, I'm going to take care of my audience. I'm going to be honest with them about what I see and what I think. I'd rather do that. I get it. Playing the phony and the fan, it's harmless because you fall for the same stuff or you act like it and all that kind of stuff. And so everybody relates to you because you're the same fan and you fell in love with. No, that's not who I am, bro. That's not who I am. If I have insight and I know what's going on, and I'm telling you that Flo is going roughshod in the building, I'm going to tell you. Nobody else is going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. Okay? It's just kind of the way it is. I'd rather do that. I'd rather go down as the bad guy, but at least you're going to go. In the end, you're going to go, yeah, dude, sometimes this guy rubs me the wrong way, but he's not bullshitting. He's always honest about it. He's saying the right thing. You may not like it. Shit, I hated that he kept telling me it was going to be a shitty year and a shitty year and a shitty year, and it was a shitty year. I hate that he did that to me in July, and in May, he told me that the Dolphins season was going to suck. But I warned you and I told you. It's kind of in the middle of a win streak. If I know what's going on behind the scenes and I'm telling you the coach is going to get fired, I'm just going to be honest. That's just the way it is, dude. I just cannot do it any other way because I am you. And the last thing I want is to have somebody on this side then start lying to the fans or feeding them stuff to just string them along. That's horseshit, man. That's just wrong, dude. And that's just not my style. So some will appreciate it. Many won't. And I'm good with that. I can sleep at night and say that I didn't do a clown show for you constantly because I was playing a game instead of actually doing a radio talk show. No, I'm playing a shtick. Yeah, that's not my style. Nah, I'm not going to do that. It's not what I would want on that side. I would want somebody that if they have insight, please tell me. Please tell me what's going on. So I'd appreciate that a lot more. Good or bad, because at least you're being honest with me. And I think that in the end is more appreciated by real fans. The ones that like to be lied to, I can't help those folks. Can't do anything about that. Big O, I wanted to correct the statement and apologize to all. Alf actually likes the Malik signing. There was a comment of waiting to see what happens, and I took it as reservations for the move. My mistake. You're a stud, Lenny. Thank you, sir. Mark says, NorCal says, I'm not a festival guy either. The bands play a shorter set list. Yeah, that is true. Of course. Yes. But I got to be in a VIP area if I go to one of those things. I cannot be just in the regular crowd anymore. And all that. It's too much, dude. It's too much. It's too much. I've done it so much in my life that it's just, I'm kind of burned out from it, Pat in Asheville goes, going to my first festival since 96, shaky knees in September, going platinum. This old guy needs all the help he can get. Yeah, that's hang in there, my brother. Have I been to Nico McBrain's Rock and Roll Ribs? Of course I have. Several times, dude. Love that place. Love Nico. I've had him on the show. So it's all good. Nico's a really, really great human being, man. Great human being. He got me backstage at an LA show. So love Nico McBrain. Great man. I wish he didn't have to retire. Good human being. And Hateful Steve says, I'm talking about Hateful Steve. Okay. Big O, when you say Malik has to be a superstar, you mean he has to? No. He doesn't have to make the playoffs, my brother. He has to be a star. Like when he's done playing by the end of the year, we're like, maybe you end up, 6-11, 5-12, 7-9, or 7-10. It's not a good season, but overall for the team. But Malik played his ass off, and he was efficient. And he made all kinds of plays. And then you look at it and you go, oh, shit, dude, we found the quarterback. Like, we found a freaking franchise guy. This guy played with dog crap and played a hell of a game, hell of a year. And he stayed upright, and he played from the pocket and all that. I don't need to – you're not going to win, dude. You're not going to the playoffs. Stop with that. You're going to have a bad season this year. But you can have a bad season where Malik can still play well and rise above the shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm measuring it. And if he is the bomb, then this is all worth it because you found your guy. Now you got to find a way to, protect him and take care of him and all that. But if he's just a jag, if he's just a guy, and he has some good moments, but he has some terrible moments and all that, then you're wasting your time. Because he's not the guy. And then if he helps you win an extra game or 2 or 3, that's extra games you don't need to win in this season. So that's my whole point about this year. You have a mulligan year. You have no chance of competing. You have no chance of being a playoff team. You have no chance of getting to 500. You're no way you will ever do that. So take advantage. Lose, bro. That's it. So I will measure Malik by what he does, by who he is. Okay? And if I pray that he's the guy, but if he's not, then it's going to suck because you failed. Big O, I was lucky to see the Cars a few times with Benny Orr. Ooh, you're a stud, bro. Bless you, my brother. Bless you. Awesome. NorCal goes, no sugarcoating here on the Big O show, and we truly appreciate that approach. Well, you've been with me for 20 years or something, so you know me well. You know me personally, so you know how I am on and off. I'm the same person. Not about bullshitting and stringing people along or anything like that. I just don't do that. Drafting is going to be the key for the Dolphins' success. Yes, it is, and that's a great way to measure Sully. By the way, Sully can miss on the quarterback and have a great draft, and we can still at the end of the year say, all right, well, he missed on the quarterback. It sucks, whatever. But, dude, we had a great draft. Lots of people miss on quarterbacks. Okay? Dave Wanstead found Adewale Ogunleye late in the draft or undrafted or whatever the hell it was out of Indiana, and he stashed him on the IR for a year, and he became one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So you can find guys, you can find guys in different positions, all that. Could Wani find a quarterback? No. You know what I mean? Could Jimmy find a quarterback? No. Couldn't find a quarterback. John Dutton and trading for Jim Druckenmiller and whatever, Damian Heward or whatever. He couldn't find a quarterback if his life depended on it. By the way, he didn't even want Troy Aikman. So it is what it is. So yes, Sully could actually have a great draft, and we can have kind of a mixed season. And we could come out of it saying, okay, well, he couldn't find a quarterback, but, he didn't find a quarterback this time. But, dude, he had a hell of a draft, so that'll be good. You know what I mean? It's hard to find a quarterback. It's hard to nail that quarterback. Have the eye for that quarterback. So we'll see. There's a lot of ways to see this season, but you got to sit back and wait and see how it develops. Okay? But we'll find out. Time will answer all, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. We appreciate you being honest. The only thing is sometimes you keep beating the dead horse. Well, yeah. Sometimes you got to drive the point. And you get different people. You're on all the time, so you get to see it all the time and hear it all the time. Others, they pop in and out, so they don't really get the message all the time. So that's the problem. That's the problem in this business, too. I don't like repeating, and sometimes I still have to repeat certain things so people understand where I'm coming from. Because they don't get the whole context. You do, because you're on every day. The people that see it every day, they get the context of it all. They understand it all. They see it every day. They see the results every day, so they know. But the people that pop in and out, sometimes they don't. And we have the seasonal people, too. We have the people that come in during the football season and dart out. And we have the people that just listen to football segments. And they only don't listen to other things. And they won't listen to all the football talk because all the football talk isn't put into segments. It happens throughout the show. A lot of you that are hardcore, you get to hear it all. All the ins and outs, any nuggets, any kind of insight that I can add to anything, you get to hear it. And then sadly, the hardcore, you also, unfortunately, hit the dead horse. You are correct. 1,000%. It happens, unfortunately. And I apologize, but it's part of the biz. What else? Big O, how many O linemen do you think the Finns will pick up between now and the preseason? Sir, I hope they pick up 3 or 4 or 5 of them. A couple draft picks and then some undrafted and stuff like that. You need you're at a point, where you just need the fishnet approach right now. You need to throw that thing out there and it just opens up and it lands and then and you scoop up as much as possible, and then you hope that you land a pretty good one in that group. So that's what you got to do. Hopefully they will add several and have a nice selection in training camp and try to protect the kid, man, because you've got a young quarterback that desperately needs protection. Desperately needs protection. Don't forget to visit our friends here at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. See my guy Larry Schlossberg back there, baby, and they have got the Spring into Performance sales event going on right now, the 2026 Integra, $249 a month, 2.9% financing for 60 months. The ADX, the new model, I think this is like the 3rd year of the model, $319 a month to 2026, 3.9% financing for 60 months. Beautiful vehicle. The TLX Tech, we've got a 2025. We still got a few of those left. 3.9% financing for 60 months, only $399 a month. That's a joke. The 2026 MDX, beast of a vehicle, one of the best rated SUVs in the world, $499 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. They are the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States, and there's a reason why. Nobody better than my man, Larry Schlossberg. He runs this place, and we've got great people out here, and we got Jordan Ferber and Mike Chan out there running the service center. Mike Chen is a beast, dude. And that way, if you come in and change your oil, rotate the tires, whatever you need to do, they got a great service center. You can hang out, watch TV. They got a cafeteria, relax. They got complimentary water. They take care of you here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right, we thank, of course, the one and only Daivid Furones. We thank the man, the myth, the legend that is Sean Stanley. And we thank all of you out there that tuned in. Appreciate you all. If you hit the like button, thank you very much. It's very important that you hit the like button. Visit our amazing sponsors. If you made a donation, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cash App or Venmo, you can make a donation anytime. Send in your questions, comments. We will respond as always. Tomorrow we'll be back in the afternoon, 3 to 5. Who knows? We'll probably have some Dolphin news. I'm sure they'll make a couple of moves, and we'll talk about that, and we'll preview everything else going on Saturday. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place, Same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.